Starting a little bit late today. I know normally I start at 6, so kind of got off this a little late. Was talking, you know how it goes. So I know nobody's in here yet because I just jumped on, but I'm going to start this for anybody who's rewatching later on. We're in my 1320 today, so it's going to be different. Hopefully the stream works good because it does get loud in here, as you'll see. In fact, it's not even running, so let's go ahead and start it up. Like that sound. Who doesn't like that sound? Oh, shnikes. I completely forgot. I'm also needing to film something for another video, which is for my thermostat. I'm kind of doing this thing where I am checking out my thermostat temps. I still have the stock one in here, so I got this little thing here, and I'm putting on my performance pages on the Uconnect, and I'm just going to record what the temps are doing as I'm driving. I want to have already started before I start a car to show how quick the temps rise up and then how they hold. So let me just get this set up really quick because I should have already had this done. And of course, performance pages are taking forever to load. Let me swap it out. So that's what I'm doing. I just got my camera set right there, and it's going to point at that to record temps. So you'll see that when eventually I get that thermostat done. Switch this back here. Again, okay, let's exit out of there. Performance control, perf pages. Come on, load up. My coolant temp is currently 120. Let me turn my GoPro on. Then we'll get to talking about everybody's hot topic. Oh, maybe I was waiting for my door to close. There we go. Okay. Current oil temp 96, coolant temp 125. And we are going to get on the road. So let's go ahead and go. Hey, Anthony, racing it. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm going to bring that up here in just a moment. Let me just curbed it. Not in a bad way. I didn't damage my wheel. I just went over it a little. Since we're driving the Challenger, I'm going to be a little bit more cautiously driving. I do in a Ram, but it's harder to do in this car. And because I now stream, I can't have Waze up, so I don't have that road obstacle warning, road hazard warning, if you know what I mean. So yeah, Anthony, I saw your comments. I was going to respond to that. I'm jealous that you're racing in Vegas this weekend. I really do want to try out that track. I know part of my goals when I was doing this YouTube thing is I want to be the person that tries to respond to everybody and respond to all the comments, because that's always been my big pet peeve with a lot of YouTubers. They, you comment and they don't respond. So I try to do good with that, and I've been doing pretty good. Pretty much the only ones I haven't responded to are either really minor ones that really don't need a response, but even then I usually try throwing a thanks or something, or like the troll comments out of those, depending what kind it is. Sometimes I like to have fun with them. Other times I usually just ignore them, which is the easiest thing to do. I don't even delete their comments because when I get a troll comment, I'll usually just not reply. Ooh, that was a big plane. I'm right by DFW Airport. That's where I work, so there's a huge cargo plane flying by. Anyway, I usually try not to reply, and then I don't even delete the comments. I let them just remain looking like an idiot to everybody that reads through comments. But also, my view is if you don't interact by not even deleting their comment, then they just think that you never saw it, or you're a waste of time. So that's kind of my view on that. Anyway, I keep always digressing, going off on tangents. But so yesterday, I obviously came out with the vid about the Demon 170, which again, that's what we're going to talk about on this drive. And it was about the whole going into the dealer and dealer markup and all that stuff. And that video blew up. Like, that is my best day one performing video ever by far. Like, it's not even close. I think in the first few hours it was up to like 4,000 views, and in the first 24 hours it hit 16,000 views, which for me is huge. I've never had that. And then the comments were rolling. I think there's like 300 comments on there now. Probably at least 60 of them are mine, because I did try to reply to a lot, and then it was like, man, I was replying for like an hour straight and they just kept coming. So I had to stop for a little bit. So I'm a little bit behind on the comments, and then obviously I released the one today, which I had to go in office today, so that's why it's harder to reply to those comments. I was going to do that later. Always angry. How you doing? Here we go. All right, and Michigan Flying, what's up? How you doing? Now, I don't know what the stream sounds like, because for me it's pretty loud. I mean, I'm fine, I'm used to it. But once in a while, like when I haven't driven a car in a while and I've been driving a truck, which is full interior, padded, very nice and luxurious, then I hop in here. I was like, oh yeah, this is a little bit loud, because you can hear all the road noise. It's not even the exhaust like some cars that have like straight pipe or anything like that. As you guys can hear. The Demon 170. Thank God. I'm assuming you're talking about the one I just released today. Audio's good, voice clear. We can hear the outside, but nothing crazy. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. That's good to know, because I was worried about that, because this is my first time doing a stream from this car. I gotta be careful not to... Really, what are you doing, dude? Here, we can play a little bit. I'll pick my rev limiter. I'm just trying to get into this open gap right here. Okay. Yeah, I also have a brand new... I broke down and I have a brand new iPhone. I'm not a big Apple person, but my Galaxy was giving me all sorts of audio and video issues. And honestly, this iPhone's really good for audio and video. Like, I'm really happy with it. I hate the UI, but I'm really happy with the recording quality. So yeah, today's... You haven't seen a tin can from this angle? Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to do more videos where, kind of like this angle, where you see me, because kind of want to try and make something of the channel, and I guess it makes for better viewing when you can see someone talking. But I do like, kind of like today, I'm actually really proud of the video I did today. I think it's one of my better ones. I just like the, you know, at my inset where I'm showing other things, so I'm not like all the time like all on screen like this. Broke it down. Yeah, and that's kind of what I want to do. So it ended up being a 25-minute long video, and I normally don't like longer videos, like keep them short, because I've had people say like, your video's too long. But as I was editing it, and then as I was watching it, like I rewatched it one more time, thinking, okay, I'm gonna make some little cuts here and there late last night, and honestly, I was like, I kind of got into myself, not into myself, that sounds, not in that way, but I kind of got into like everything I was talking about sounded good to me, and that's kind of how I go about editing these videos. If at some point I myself am wanting to fast forward through something, then I'm like, okay, I just need to edit this out. And I try to think like, because I watch other people's YouTube channels, and I try to think, what do I fast forward through their stuff? What parts of their stuff am I just like, okay, just let's move it on. And I try my best to edit my stuff that way. But this one, I feel like everything I put in there, I think was relevant. I think it was good, and I want to make my point, and provide as much evidence to back up what I was saying as I can. Yeah, it's been doing. It didn't blow up as much as my yesterday's video, but again, like yesterday's, I feel was more ranty, negative, and like I started out today's video, people seem to like negative. It's kind of why a lot of people say their hate videos always get more views than the things I love videos. You think we'll be able to upgrade the 1320s? You know, that question has already come. Well, actually, yeah, that question has already come up in one of the 1320 Facebook groups, and I don't know. It would be awesome if they could. I'm sure the Demon guys would love it if they could, you know, upgrade their trans brake too, because their trans brake works exactly like ours. Just watched a movie largely featured 2015 later convertible Challenger. Huh. Try and think of that. Oh, there's a 392 Charger from Illinois trying to show off. Okay, let me flip this around. There he is. I'm not going to play around now and do the street racing thing. So yeah, the Transbrake 2.0, it would be awesome if they could. But right now, I don't know if anybody's actually shown how Transbrake 2.0 even works. I think they've only just said that you can set up some settings, and I know there's a couple pictures out there, images of the Uconnect, the performance pages and all that, and some settings. I haven't really had the time to study those yet. I just kind of glanced at them. But it'll be interesting, I'm sure. Hopefully Dodge SRT puts out a video showing how the new Transbrake works, kind of like they did with the 1320, and I think they do with Demon, but I know they do with 1320. They actually have an SRT engineer in the car showing people how to use the Transbrake. I'm hoping they put something out like that, and I think once we know exactly how it works, then we'll kind of see if it's even a possibility, but who knows. I doubt it, because it all comes down to money, so that will cost Dodge development time to make it work in the older Uconnects, and they may just be like, it's not worth the cost. Not for how many, we have 3,300 Demons, and as of now, only like 2,500 1320s, so that's like 5,800 cars, 6,000 cars, and we know majority of the Demons aren't even being raced, so not too optimistic, but you never know. Yeah, that convertible Challenger, they should have made one in-house, not that Drop Top Customs one. If you saw my video, Drop Top Customs, not great quality. They integrated it through a third party for 2023. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you're talking about the convertibles. Yeah, that's my thing is, I was really shocked for those that saw my live stream when I was at the Dodge Speed Week events, and then I put out video about it. I was really disappointed in all the paint defects and bodywork defects that was in the Challenger convertible. And I wasn't even looking at it. It's not like I was intentionally trying to find things wrong with it. They were just that obvious that I couldn't help but see them. And yeah, and then I saw pictures of them in process, and I wouldn't get it. And it's not factory, so they should have. They really, 2015, when they did the restyle, or they restyled, you know, the grill and the taillights, they should have added a convertible there. I don't know why they didn't. Obviously, 23 they wouldn't do, except it'd be too expensive for the factory to upgrade to do that. Yeah, it really isn't, I guess, too surprising. They were just kind of, it's almost like they were on autopilot. And so they just got left alone and tweaked a little bit. Now, obviously, they did come out the Hellcat, so that's really the biggest thing, that biggest change for the Challenger was coming out the Hellcat. But that's an engine platform in the same body, so that Osborne engine thing, which obviously that was a really great, awesome thing that they did, and eventually led to the Demon Yellow Eye 170. Oh, did they change the turn signals? I I'll be honest, I don't follow as closely with Chargers, so I didn't know they even changed something there. But then every year, sometimes they'll sneak in little changes here and there. Good day when 13 John. Yeah, I know Mr. Norms did have. Yeah, I know Mr. Norms had quite a few different packages. They have a Challenger, which if you go to Hollywood Party, you'll see a lot of them there because Mr. Norm, his son, could obviously, if you don't know, Mr. Norm passed away 2 years ago, a year and a half, 2 years ago. But his son is still really big, actively involved, and he goes out to Hollywood Party all the time. The whole DRL flashes amber instead of the small inside bar. Oh, you know what? Okay. I can picture. I have seen. I know what you're talking about because I have seen a Charger, that whole thing turning yellow before. That's interesting. I'll be honest. I don't even look at the front Challengers. I have no idea what color my turn. No, they turn yellow when I turn this thing on because I see the reflection, but. Still wish these chats would stay up. Big Block has somebody who's able to connect the suffers. Oh yeah, with the frame twisting. That is, I mean, it is, especially because these aren't frames; they're unibodies, and they're handling 1,000+ horsepower. Kind of makes me think. I remember I was watching this one guy on YouTube, and I don't think he ever finished it. He was a Chrysler tech. And he bought a used Hellcat motor, and he had an old Nissan 350Z, and he started doing a Hellcat swap in the 350Z, and man, his YouTube channel blew up like overnight, because everybody was like, man, we want to see that, but then everybody was all saying like, don't think that car can handle that kind of power and torque. I know I saw people saying that when somebody was talking about putting in a little Miata, and try the Miata handling that. That reminds me of one of my old Rams. My 93 Ram, I installed long tube headers on it one time, and it was such a tight fit on the driver's side. I actually couldn't, one of the tubes was hitting the frame. So me and my buddy in a garage, I was like 17 years old, and so we unbolted the engine mount, raised up the engine to get the header bolted on, and then just pulled the engine back down, bending the tube of the header just kind of around the frame. It actually got bent in, but that tube was permanently resting on that frame, and I'll never forget, you could rev that thing up, and most engines will you can see the torque is revving up. Man, that truck engine, it stayed like perfectly still, like it had torque chains on it or something. It was kind of funny, but yeah, it's I never really did think about the bodies twisting. That's cool. Celebrity who apparently is a convertible Challenger. Shaquille O'Neal. Makes sense why he would. And I think he lives in Florida, or used to live in Florida, and that's where Drop Top is from, so that makes sense. Goal set up on 170 wide body on the rear. Okay, that's something I want to talk about actually. So. Two owners of each. Cliff, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what's funny about that whole half wide body thing? I'm kind of sad about it because, not sad, I know I'm not picking out the right word, but that was my idea. I mean, it wasn't my idea, but I have been saying ever since the Demon came out years ago, I said if I was able to get a Demon, the very first thing I would have done is I would have bought a set of regular body front fenders and put the regular body fenders on the Demon and just kept the wide body in the rear. And actually, I think I said it's in one of my live streams. I don't remember if maybe it was a live stream a month ago, or it might have been one of my live streams from Dodge Speed Week. I kind of want to go back and go through them and find it. But I actually said in that live stream, I said that's what I would do, and this was way before, obviously, the big reveal. So it's one of those things like seeing Dodge actually do it is a little bittersweet, because it's like, that's what I wanted to do, and I get zero credit because I never got a chance to do that because I never had a Demon to do it with. But man, I wish I could have, because that would have been awesome. And I'm actually surprised I haven't is the Demons. First of all, like I've said for a long time, the wide body isn't even necessary. Even on this 170, the wide body's not necessary. The drag pack comes in a regular body. But I think part of the reasons, besides weight savings, to make this 170 half wide, half narrow, or regular, is it also helps differentiate it on its own, because now it's the only trim that when you see a Challenger on the road that's regular in front, wide in the rear, you know it's a Demon 170, unless somebody did it own, like I was thinking about. And now you probably will get someone doing it because of Dodge, versus I wanted to do it a long time ago before it was cool, apparently now. Just never got a chance to show it. Yeah, little devil flares on the back 1324 also. Okay, yeah, I've seen those little devil flares. They actually look pretty good. I like them. Field was maybe mid 2018. Yeah, 10 by 17 by 10s fit really good. Fit 315s, yeah, they definitely do. And there actually is a couple people out there that have stock OEM Demon wheels, the 18 by 11s with the 315s on it, and they stick out pretty good. They fit, but they stick out like, you can't really see on the camera that much. They do stick out, and it spits a lot of rubber. I mean, these cars, the regular bodies already, the rear body like kind of curves in, so you're already getting tons of rubber all over them. But those you're getting a ton of rubber on. And I still see some cars, regular bodies, that have Demon wheels. So, doesn't look horrible, but it does look weird. Gutted 1320, and thank you. Oh, and you have a pair of 18 by 11s. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. If somebody wants to run them, here's some for sale. Get with him. You're in, I know you go to Vegas to race all the time, but aren't you in, like, Arizona or something like that? Yeah. Oh, so anyway, I keep going off topic here, which happens all the time. Hard to, especially when I'm driving. But yeah, the reason I thought about doing a regular body on front, besides weight, which is why Dodge supposedly says they did it, and like I said, probably to differentiate it, is if you've ever seen, which I'm sure a lot of you have, because you guys follow me and you're in drag racing and all that, you ever seen a wide body, red eye, Demon, whatever, at the track with skinnies on? To me, it kind of looks stupid. Nothing against why I love wide bodies, but a wide body front with skinnies on just looks stupid. It's like, to me, it's like the bodybuilder that refuses to do leg day and has chicken legs. It's like, that's what it reminds me of, is like this big, bulky, huge upper body, Arnold Schwarzenegger looking true muscle car. And then in front, you have these tiny little pokey toothpick legs, which on a regular body, you know, they fit good and they look good, but on a wide body, because they're so tucked in, they just, to me, they look kind of stupid. So that's why I came up with, like, if it were me, I would have got regular body front fenders for sure. Oh, and okay. Oh, near King. Oh, so you are like right by Mr. SRT Demon seatbelt bypass plug guy. So I know that's where he lives, is in Kingman. You have the Demon, stock Demon front wheels. Yep. I've kind of caught, like, sometimes I'll say this, like, well, I talked to him at Legion of Demons, and I told him, because I get people messaging me constantly asking me about those plugs and where to get them, because obviously I have my videos on the seats that show them. And I always, you know, I send them to his Facebook page, because he goes by SRT Demon on Facebook and has his page. And I was talking to him, I was like, yeah, I've been referring, and I asked him, like, hey, are you cool with me referring all these people? Because people get like lawsuit happy and all sorts of stuff these days. And, you know, he's working on something that technically tricks the airbag system to thinking they're all functioning when it's missing one. So that's why I usually try not to like throw out his name or anything and just be like, all right, you just contact him through his Facebook page. But he seems to not mind. I know other people have shouted out his name and all that. But while we're talking that, there was, unfortunately, I know some of you may know, one lady, she was in, she's in California, I think, and she had his plugs in, and she had a crash at the track. Huge crash. It was a pretty bad. She was fine, but she had the plugs put in there, and all the airbags went off. So it's an unfortunate incident, but on the positive side, it proved that his airbag bypass plugs do work, and it still enables the system so that all your airbags that you do have, the curtain, you know, front ones, they all still work. So yeah, it's yeah, if you look her up, her name is she's on Tatty Weiss. I forgot what she goes by, but there's videos on Facebook. I don't know if it's on YouTube. I know on Instagram. There's plenty of videos. It was at some event at, where was it? Famosa? Or no, maybe it was Irwindale. For some reason, I can't remember if it was the 8th mile or a quarter mile track. It might have been Irwindale, but I know Irwindale's a 8th mile track. And yeah, it was one of those crashes where engine blew, oil went all over the track, got under rear tires, and there she went. So it's a sucky situation for sure. But like I said, she walked out of it, so that part's good. But so, back to top. Well, we're talking Demon 1, so we're kind of talking about all sorts of stuff. We'll throw in Demon 170 things here and there. Uh-oh. Oh, man. I completely forgot about what happened. My GoPro just shut off. I have a brand new GoPro, and it overheats all the time, and after like 20 minutes or so, it just shuts off. So I had it recording, in case you weren't here when I first started stream, I had it recording my gauges and the performance pages, because I'm kind of testing something out for the thermostat. Because I'm going to put a 180 T-stat in here pretty soon, but I want to compare how the temps work compared to stock. As far as, like, I already did one video where I let it idle to show how long it takes to get up to temp, and this one was supposed to be getting right on the freeway, how long does it take, and then I think I had it set up, but then my Uconnect like switched screens for some reason. Oh, the electronics in these cars. Alright, we got some about Canada here. Cannot raise prices above MSRP. I do not know about the Canadian law. Car Wash Power Break, what's up? I'll read that rest of it in just a moment here. Again, the downside of live streaming while driving is I have to wait till I have a safe moment to read your chats. But no, I was not aware of the Canadian law. I was actually kind of wondering. I kind of wanted to look that up, because I know, as far as I know, the U.S., I know it's a law in the U.S. that manufacturers have to go through the dealers to sell their cars, and this became a big thing with Tesla, because obviously Tesla is directly selling, and all the dealers got mad at Tesla, and I don't know if that's ever been resolved, or but I do know some states Tesla can't operate in, and you actually have to go out. Well, you can register Tesla in a state, but you have to go out of state. I think Texas at one time was one of those states. Now dealerships here. But I think at one time they had this law where Tesla could not sell directly in Texas, and so you had to go like Oklahoma or Louisiana to buy one. But I don't know. I didn't know if Canada has like similar dealership laws where they require all vehicles to manufacturers to go through dealers or not. But I do think they need it, because for those that saw my rant, my I think probably one of my main points, my main reasons why I'm so against markups is the fact that dealers are your only option. You can't go anywhere else. And it really is like, why does a manufacturer even advertise a price? Like, if that price isn't going to be honored, if you can't buy a vehicle for that price, then why put it out there? Like, there's really no reason to, other than, I guess, legally they have to have an MSRP on the window sticker. But, which that's probably it, I guess. It's legally they have to. But they should just not even announce the price, really, because you'll hear, and I am kind of surprised that, and I think Dodge kind of knows this too, because at the reveal, when I found out the MSRP on the base 170 is 96.6, under 100 grand, I was honestly surprised. I thought it was going to be more. And I think that would have been a very good marketing presentation point, is after doing this reveal, showing all these numbers, being, this thing starts at 96,000, under 100,000. I think that would have been a great talking point in a reveal. But it never got mentioned. I didn't find out till online. I think it was Mopar Inside. One of the news outlets actually reported, here's the MSRP. And I'm kind of willing to bet part of the reason they didn't throw that in there is because they already know, they knew this is going to happen. It happened with the Demons. They did their best to prevent it. But here, the problem is, it's so much worse right now. Besides the whole last call last year, going to EVs, besides all that stuff, now everybody, all they talk about is the Demons. So I didn't even mention this in my video yesterday about the Ram. When I was debating with the sales manager about the whole markup thing in his office, or standing at his office door debating with him, he was like, he asked me a question. He's like, how much are Demons selling for right now? Because I think I might have brought up I don't know if I brought up the fact that Demons are still being sold brand new at auctions. But he was like, how much are Demons selling for right now? And I was like, yeah, they're still selling for, you know what, 130, 140, 150. And he's like, how much was the MSRP on them? And I'm like, yeah, they started at, I think it was 85,995. And he tried to use that as a reasoning, a justification for them to add markup, because, you know, market adjustment, this and that, blah, blah, blah. So now I feel it is so much worse because of the original Demon, because they're still pulling in more than MSRP at auctions. And that's why a lot of people in the comments, if you read through the hundreds of comments, there's quite a few that brought up the fact that Kuniskis, and I saw this interview, so it is true. I forgot which car channel he did it with, the Fastlane car, I think it might have been. So he sat down in an interview, and they brought up the whole markup thing, and he said what they're doing is anyone that pays MSRP has a priority build. Their car will be built first. Anyone that pays over MSRP, their car gets put to the end of the line. And that's supposed to deter them from selling over MSRP, because even though they're saying they're making 3,300, he said they're not guaranteeing that they're going to be able to make all of them, because he said December 31st, 2023, that's it. That's the final day of production. And if there's delays before then, if they don't get 3,300 built, then however many they got done by the end of the year, that's it. That's all that will be out there. So that's supposed to deter people from doing this markup, because now they'll take a risk that, oh man, if their build is at the end of the line, they may run out. But they've also hinted at saying, like, if there's no supply problems, if there's no delays, if there's no issues, they might actually build more than 3,300. But right now they said they're keeping it at this number because obviously it works perfect for matching the Demon VINs, and they think they can do it, so they're going to go with this. But it sounded like they were hinting that if things, and it probably won't, but if everything went perfect, no supply chain issues, no delays, they may actually make more. But yeah, so with that deterrent too, now the other problem is, I thought I knew of at least one dealer selling MSRP. Out in North Carolina, Steve White Motors, who's a really good dealer, and he's always said, he goes out there, no BS. They don't add any of the crazy dealer fees. They don't do markups. But I heard somebody say they added their own markup. Now, granted, the report was they only added 10,000. So it's like, in a grand scheme of things, compared to what everybody else is doing, 10,000 is practically nothing. It's still a markup, though. Like, if you're going to have this policy of no BS, no fees, why even bother with a 10,000 markup? You really need to milk it just that little bit. Like, why? And I think they had an allocation of like 7 or 9 of these things. So, and that was the one I thought was selling at MSRP, but their allocations were gone literally within an hour. But their dealership that I feel does have relationships with people, so I believe they already had quite a few people, their own long-time customers that were kind of in line, already kind of knew and expected it. But I have yet to hear of or anyone report a dealership selling MSRP. So to get to my point, if nobody's selling over MSRP, the few that might be, their priority builds, they'll be built in the first week. And then once all the priority builds are done, after a week, all the ones that paid over MSRP are going to get billed. So the risk is pretty low. Unless, I don't know if maybe Dodge is prioritizing based on amount of markup after that point. Like, so maybe like the dealers that put a $200,000 markup might be the very, very last. Hopefully they are. So at least that would somewhat cap it off. But, all right, let me get caught up here. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Carl, yeah, it's update your dealer today acquiring and was told it goes by highest bidder. It already has a bid of 50 over. Highest bidder, yeah. It is criminal because it's the only option. Like, if you could buy direct from manufacturers and then dealers dealers can do whatever they want, but you have no other choice. Oh, the dissimilarity of current and current and vintage charges to be. Yeah, I've been around cars forever, and I remember back when the Charger first came out in 05, 06, people have been yelling about Charger's not a 4-door, it's a 2-door. Well, at this point, the Charger has been a 4-door for more years than it's been a 2-door. But it was funny, when they unveiled the SRT band sheet and called it Charger, I joked around. I was like, well, at least you got your wish. It's finally a 2-door. Now you can complain about the powertrain. 10K, yeah, okay, Anthony. If he changes his mind, that'd be awesome. Yeah, Steve White, good name. Yeah, I've heard all sorts of good stuff. And I know I got one buddy who actually shipped his Challenger all the way out from Texas, and he got a supercharged 426 put into his 19 Shaker at Steve White. Yep, Camaros, good day. I read that too. So 2024, last year of Camaros. So 2023, last year Challenger Chargers. 2024, last year Camaros. But let's be honest, those have never been really good sellers. So that's really, I don't think, that big an issue. And then obviously we have the redesign of the Mustang, which they're saying is a final redesign. I don't know how many years they plan on doing that version Mustang. Probably for a little bit, because Ford is going to take advantage of being the only players in town with a sports car. Cliff, your experience with Ontario plant, there will be delays, there will be shortages. The U.S. is first. Yeah, I know the U.S. is number one priority, because I remember when the Demons were coming out, or pretty much any Challengers. I've been in quite a few groups and chats about ordering and how long it's taken to get built, and everyone I've ever seen in Canada, man, you Canadian guys, you have to wait a long time for your builds. Like, it's pretty intense. It's crazy too, because the plant that builds them is in Canada, and you get like the last priority. Steve, for some dealership market down as an MSRP order. Do the side charge. Yeah, you know what, Skifu, I was thinking the same thing. So, because Kuniska said in an interview, he's making the people sign a waiver or form stating they did not pay over MSRP. And I'm thinking, it'd be like, hey, you want this Demon? You got to pay this over MSRP, but you still need to sign this form. Now, obviously, that's wrong. It's unethical. It's kind of cheating the system. But there's nothing stopping the dealer from just being, yeah, sign this for you getting for an MSRP, and then, you know, just doing something, getting around that system so that it looks as if they sold it at MSRP. Because it used to be that affects their allocations too. That's why Steve White got so many allocations, because he sells a bunch, and I don't know how many Demons. I'm sure he sold a lot of Demons. And part of that, so his allocations are because he sold so many and he wasn't marking up. Same with my dealership. They said sold 5 Demons and they were all at MSRP. And I believed them at that time because it was the owners, and I never saw any markups on any cars at all. So I believed it, and I know with the Demons, they didn't do this last call locator thing where they just allocated the cars up front. That one, it was more they were allocating them as they were being sold and ordered, I think. So that they were able to deter a little bit. Fortunately, most of those cars will never see a track. They'll be stuffed away in a garage somewhere waiting to... Yeah, that's a sad thing. And that's one of the points I brought up is, sadly, they are. How many Demons are there? 3,300 Demons. How often do you see Demon at a track? I rarely, I mean, once in a while, the most I'll ever see is 1, maybe 2 Demons, but not at every single event. The most is obviously Legion of Demons, but that's different. That's like literally made for the Demons. So you got people driving from all over the country for that event. But otherwise, you don't see many at the track. There are fewer 1320s than our Demons, but I definitely see more 1320 numbers that are going to be at a track and be even less. And you know it's happening because, like I said, it's you can, whatever the next Beacom auction is, the next Barrett Jackson auction. Anthony, thank you. A coffee. Man, I really appreciate that. That is, man, thank you so much. I will definitely have a coffee in the morning. How jittery this morning from coffee, but man, thank you. I appreciate that so much. Take an SXT Charger for a family. Charger's a good car for a family. I rented a Charger one time. This was a long time ago. It was a 2011 Charger. And I liked that. It was, you know, fun car to be in. Actually, I think it was the 5.7 that I got from Enterprise. I also looked back in my insurance adjuster body shop days. It used to be when you worked at a body shop, and I worked out of a body shop, and a lot of body shops have an Enterprise rental car right there on site. And it was awesome because if you ever heard of those deals like Priceline, sometimes you'll get good deals on last minute things, hotel rooms, things like that, because companies would rather have it being used for a cheap price than sitting empty. So with Enterprise working in a body shop, like a lot of Fridays, they would have a car that wasn't rented out, and they don't come in on weekends. So the car would just sit there over the weekend till Monday morning. So a lot of times they'd be like, hey, we have this car. Do you want to just take it for the weekend? And I'm talking cheap, like $10 a day. And one day they had a 5.7 Charger, and it was Friday, and they were like, hey, we got this, and it was like $25 to rent it out for the weekend. So I was like, hell yeah, and called the wife like, hey, let's take a trip down to Austin. We got a free rental car practically. So and I did like it. I don't really mind the 4 doors as much. Which way are you turning? You're turning that way. Yeah, 90% of 170 orders. Yeah, I would agree. It's a huge percentage that is just being stored away. Only seen one in Canada. You see video issues with mine. Well, hopefully it is. Well, it's not good if it's just you, but hopefully it is just you, because it's not everybody else. So this iPhone's been really good. I'm on, and that's the risk I take with doing these ride chats. Is luckily I'm in Dallas, Dallas Metroplex, which is a huge city. So I should always be within close proximity to cell towers. And I do have T-Mobile, which supposedly has the biggest 5G network, but numbers, they probably do exaggerate. I'm not exaggerating numbers. But that's my worry, is I get into a dead spot. But the ride-in chats were good coming home from work. This is my commute home. For those that are new or haven't seen, that's why I do these every week. I have to go into the office one day a week. The rest of the week I work from home. So that one day I have to go in the office, which is 43 miles away from me, and it's an hour commute. I kind of I have you guys keep me company for my commute home by doing this live stream. And it prevents me from, getting mad and yelling at people, because the drivers out here suck. But I do want to do, one thing I want to do, and every time I went on a road trip to a race last year, I meant to do this, and honestly I just fell out of the mood, and I feel I just need to start this. Now that I'm doing this weekly, I think I will do this, because most of my races I go to alone. I'm on a road for, like, Maryland was, what was that, 18 out, 16-hour drive all by myself. So I actually thought about, let me go on the camera, do a live stream, and just live stream my trip. And honestly, at one point I was just like, ride the whole trip with me, stay on my live stream for 10 hours so I'm driving across country. But the problem with that is, there you really do drive through a lot of dead zones, and I know I lose connection a lot on my phone. I don't know, my next big trip for a race probably gonna most likely be Detroit. So I'll probably will do something like that the next time. V6 Challenger beat you last month in Vegas. Sky flew in. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's a good idea. I'm sure the rental company doesn't like that, but I guess if they don't know, yeah, bracket racing, of course. So yeah, V6 Challenger is not going to beat a 1320. A V6 Challenger modded up with the RIP supercharger should not be beating a 1320. I have seen some fast ones, but I don't think they've been that fast. Actually, I don't know. I might look that up. Who is the fastest V6 Charger out there? I know at one time, or Challenger, either one, Challenger. I know at one time, 86 Space, he had a V6 Challenger that was supercharged. Then he got a 1320, and then he sold 1320, and now he's got like that Brabus, however you say that name, Mercedes. And I know there's another one, Boosted Lucky. I think he also had a supercharged V6 till I think his burnt down and he got a Hellcat. But I'm not sure what the fastest one was. So Cliff, thank you for the magnetic oil plug idea. Never knew magnet could 2.2. Oh, can hold 2.2 pounds. Yeah, those rare earth magnets are crazy strong, and I used to I've used the magnetic drain plugs for a long time. I've always liked them. It's kind of like, I don't know if I need to service my transmission for sure. I haven't done one in a while, but I remember, like, on my Rams, when I serviced the transmission, they actually had a little donut magnet in the pan. So when you pull it out, it just like covered in all these shavings, which I don't know if they still have anything like that. But I was like, well, if the transmission pan has one, why doesn't the oil? So I always had one of those too, and I like it, and it just gives me a little peace of mind. And then too, if you see something, be like, crap, is this something I need to worry about? And obviously everybody's always worried about lifter issues in these semis and all that, so at least that might give you an early sign. And that's why too, I do every oil change, I actually record every one for records. Am I back? Sorry, I grabbed the phone. I'm in this traffic thing here. Hold on, I will... Man, I wish I had... It does have one? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if these new ones have it or not. Yeah, I need to tell my wife to stop trying to call me on my commute home on Thursdays. She keeps on calling me. I think that might be messing it up. But I'm literally like 5 minutes from home, so she's probably going to yell at me when I get home, like, why aren't you answering the phone? Hopefully she doesn't turn on YouTube and be like, oh, this is what you're doing. Besides my video, you've seen 1 or 2 comments around YouTube Camaro drop top customs. Yeah, I've seen a few complaints as well, and I think you would see more if people knew what to look for. My time in the body shop collision industry has taught me majority of people don't really know much about cars. They don't know much about damage on cars. They don't see things like that. They don't see the defects. Like, I can't tell you how many times when you're working in a body shop, if any of you have been dealt with an accident claim, gone through body shop, you know, one of the things they usually should do and normally do is they go around your car and find all the prior damage, and they're supposed to mark it all up. And reason for that is because when you pick up your car, that's the time you're looking very close at your car, and you'll be like, that one there, that one there. So when the car gets dropped off, you always mark up prior damage and take pictures so that you have proof that something was there when they come pick up the car. And majority of time, people don't even know all about this prior damage. You start marking their car up and they're just like amazed, like they can't believe how much damage is on their car that they never even noticed. So I don't remember how I started talking about that, because my brain is in a million places with trying to get being called and talking to the boys. Yep, I am. Unless there's a female in here, I don't know. I'm seeing these names, don't look like there's any. Is there a difference in the different years? Oh, you're at Bad. Okay, you guys. Okay, Big Bad and Artillery, you guys are talking about the 1320. Yeah, from what I know, there's obviously, you know best, if you have a 21 and a 22, and I have a 20, and I've seen 19s. I think I did see a difference between 19 and 20, but it was like, if I did it, it was one of those extremely minor things. I can't remember what it was. I think there might have been one thing, but it was something not even worth remembering. It was so minor. And I think that has to do with the whole why there weren't really many changes. Kinesis kind of talked about it, is I guess they originally thought they were going to end the Challenger earlier than they did, but then pandemic and all that, they just kind of went into cruise control, and you know, and in 2020 they had a short production year with all the shutdowns, and so 21, I feel like 20 and 21 with all the part issues, 20 and 21 you can almost combine into 1 year. Like, they probably should have built what they did in those 2 years just in 2020. So at that point they were just kind of cruise control, we should say. Skifu, you gotta go. All right, well, thanks for joining in. I actually got to go too. I am literally like not even 2 minutes from my driveway, so I'm gonna be going here too. Oh, that's my fuel low, which is good. I added way too much gas, so I'm doing a big showdown race in a couple of weeks, so I need to use up some fuel. I am now just under 1/8 of a tank because my low fuel light just chimed. That is the beep that you just heard, which good timing because again, I'm right by my house. All right, well, I am going to start ending it here. Thank you guys for watching. This was a little bit better chat. I've had a bunch of you guys jump on these Demon 170 videos. I really wasn't planning on putting them out, but man, they blew up and got me a whole bunch of new people in my channel, which is awesome. So if you're new, thank you. Thank you, Artillery, for that super chat. I really, I mean, I truly, really do appreciate that. Helps out everything, and it helps justify me doing this YouTube thing to the life. So thank you again for that. And thank you everybody for watching. I don't know I'm gonna have any more Demon videos. I have a couple more Ram ones coming up, and then I have to get ready for the big showdown, at which point I have a T-Stat to install, a lightweight rear bumper support, and oh my gosh, the Valley kids, there's like 1,000 of them in here, and I gotta go around them. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, appreciate it, and I'll see you again next week, 6 o'clock. I'm gonna try to be on time next week. because we were a little bit late today. So thanks everyone for watching. See ya. Bye.